Alright, so we'll pop out of the cave at the floating island. This one's powered with solar power. I found that to be enough, and I kind of like how it looks. Plus, I couldn't really find any really close thermal vents, and this way I don't have to wait for the power to hit every time I load into the game. It's just a part of the base this way. So that makes it really nice, and it's renewable, so I never have to worry about maintenance or anything like that. It's just always has power. So we'll pop in, and we're kind of coming in through it backwards. That's okay. So we can have a nice view of our aurora over there, and you can see after the teleport we're like 2.5 kilometers from my main base, about 1 kilometer from the life pod. Yeah, I think you can see. Well, maybe with a better graphics card, but can't see the Degassi bases quite from here, unfortunately. So we'll come down here, and here's administration. Administration has the master key with enough materials to make a hatch, so they can get in and out of all of the different alien containments in here. It's also, you know, visitors come in, got lost children, whatever. You can charge your cell phones. Someone gets hurt, got some first aid ready for them. You can radio for help, whatever. And then let's, why don't we go kind of in order? So we'll just go out this way. Let's get a view of the base. You can kind of see the whole thing, and you'll notice that I've named it the Aquarium Zoo. So that's kind of the theme behind it. It's just a showcase of all the flora and fauna. You can see there's the vertical parts up to where the solar panels are on the floating island. And so here's kind of a bird's eye view of the base. It's fairly large. It's got a lot of stuff. A lot of quartz. I might have cleansed the map of quartz. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, so I'll give you a tour. Here's our main entrance here. You can find yourself in reception. You can take a seat if you're waiting in line, or you're like waiting for your friends to show up, whatever. Again, you can charge your cell phones if you need to recharge your Seamoth or your Cyclops. We got some charging stations here for visitors. Check in here, have some snacks and coffee while you wait. Although that might be more for the receptionist. Their job's probably pretty stressful. But we'll come on in. And so the first thing that you should see when you arrive, and the last thing that you see when you leave, is going to be our cute little cuttlefish here. And then I put little infographics about so every time you're in a room, you can see information about the flora and fauna that it's housing. So if you want to read about the cuttlefish, so like left side is the top of the cuttlefish entry and right side is the bottom of the cuttlefish entry. So that visitors who don't have a PDA can learn about them in all their splendor, along with the fauna, in this case the sea crown. And you'll notice I don't have a hatch into any of these. That was partly to save on base structural integrity and partly for looks. That's why the administration has a master key, just in case they need to take care of anything. And then I've also got a little showcase in every room that's going to have the hatch species, their egg, and then the fauna, the flora, the plants that are in there. So that people can kind of check those out. I'm not going to go over these for every room, but just know that every room has these because I'm a crazy person. So we'll come on back. So I kind of divided it up so we can see that this way is back to reception. But I kind of divided it up into biomes. Got deeper waters down below, and of course we know from back here there's stuff up above us. So you can see that's where the ladders are. But I divided up into biomes. We got bulb zone, mushroom forest, but we're just going to go up first. And so this is where we got the cafeteria, but because peepers are kind of everywhere, I put them here. And then same with bladderfish, they're just on the other side here, and they're also just kind of everywhere. Here's where the administration is, and that's where we went back up to the solar power. Here's our cafeteria. You can grab water on this side, any kind of water you want. Although if you don't have a lot of money, we just got some plain old filtered water. If you don't want to spend too much, we got this disinfected. For those that want the premium stuff, we got the large filtered water, right? If you got the big money spenders. And then over here we got all the fish. So if you found something you liked, you can grab yourself some fish. And then if you want some veggies, for some reason, people like veggies, I guess. You can grab some of those, fill up your plates, and then here's your cafeteria. Take a seat, chat with your friends, kind of take a look around, just enjoy the splendor. And then over here, if you brought your own food, you can microwave it up, get some chips if you want. And yeah, it's the cafeteria. So we'll go from here, and we'll just kind of go up to the shallows. And this is where we'll start out. So here's our shallows. We got spade fish. We'll pop over here. We got some Gary fish. We got some boomerangs, right? So all the stuff that you see in the shallows the game greets you with. Some gasopods. I put the brain corals in to hopefully kind of mitigate the farting problem that I imagine is in there, so that it's not such a problem. We'll kind of move on, and then all of the explosive and acid stuff. We got the acid mushrooms and the crash fish. Figured they would get along great, since I couldn't actually put in a sulfur plant, but I did leave a little info about the sulfur plant so that people can read about it and their relationship. Move on. Alright, so that was the shallows. Onto the kelp forest, where we meet stalkers. We find some creep vines, and I didn't know this, but stalkers will eat the creep vine seeds. So every time a creep vine seed spawns, the stalkers just immediately eat it, which is why you don't see any of those yellow glowing seed clusters. So that's neat. That's okay. You can read about them, but you can't see them because the stalkers are gluttons, you bastards. Moving on. We got the rabbit rays, and we got our hoverfishes. Really cute guys. I like these ones a lot. Alright, so that's it for what's upstairs in our shallows in the kelp forest. Kind of move on. So if we come back down, we'll head on over to the bulb zone. So here's our bulb zone. We got the mesmers, these very enticing, appealing, safe mesmers that will not try to murder you, hopefully. We haven't had an accident yet, but, you know, I don't want to put up a days since last accident sign, so let's just keep it that way. We got the ampeels, and behind the ampeels we got some bone sharks. Yeah, go buddies. Really like the bone shark design. So we'll pop out of the bulb zone. And then across from the bulb zone, we got the mushroom forest, and I also put the grassy plateau this way. So we'll check out the grassy plateau first. You're generally going to run into that before you hit the mushroom forest. So we got some Reginalds. We got the sand sharks. And then we'll head over to the mushroom forest. Here we go. With our jelly rays. And then the whole fish. And this is just kind of where I found whole fish. I know they're kind of all over the place, but I found them to be far more common in the mushroom forest than anywhere else. And the jelly rays are just so good looking. One of my favorites in the game. Alright, so we'll come out of here. It's time to get to some deeper waters. I do have the water garden. We'll explore that a little bit since we're here. We got the brain coral, so that the kids can play and you don't have to worry too much about supervision. They're not going to drown or anything like that. And if they're getting in trouble, just bring them to administration. We'll give them some first aid and call for their parents. But I really liked the looks, like how the creep vines light everything up. Yeah, it ended up being pretty good. So, highly recommend playing in the water garden if you can for a little bit. But anyways, off to our left we have or right from the. Anyways, perspective's hard. We'll head to the jellyshroom cave. I was hoping the mushrooms would grow bigger so they could use them as homes and kind of feel more at ease, but they just kind of freak out. And I feel a little bit bad, but hopefully the mushrooms, they get a chance to like curl up and take a nap. And here we got the oculuses, or excuse me, these are the ii. My bad, I apologize, Mr. II. These are the oculuses, or oculi, one of the two. The oculus fish. I did think it would be amusing. I briefly considered having this place fueled with a bioreactor as like a dirty little secret, but I ended up not going that route. We got the hoverfish. Oh wait, what biome? I should have read the biome to you. Sorry, this is the Grand Reef. So in the Grand Reef, we find some gel sacks. We get the hoverfish, and we've got the crab squids along with the membrane trees. And you can't plant them, but I did have a little blurb about the anchor pods. See, that's like the main defining feature of the Grand Reef, are those big bulbous pods. But you can't plant them, unfortunately, so just have to use your imagination and read about them. So we'll kind of move on here. And we'll go around back to our deepest waters. And we'll go to that room last, but over here, you can see I've got the Lost River and the Lava Zone. So the Lost River, come on over. And we got our spinefish, we got our ghost weeds, we got our blood kelp. This one was 2 stories, just like the kelp, regular kelp earlier, so that the blood kelp could kind of go to their full height. Let's just take a quick break, have some food and water, move on. Alright, so, and there's not a lot of catchable stuff in the Lost River, so we go immediately from there into the Lava Zone, which is kind of appropriate. It's how the game progresses. So we'll head on over to the Lava Zone. We got our magmarangs. We got our red iis. And we have our, these like volcanic lizards. What are they actually called? Lava lizards. We got our lava lizards. And that's all you can really catch out of it's really all you can catch. So this last room is dedicated to being able to sit down and have some peace of mind in a tranquil room while you're reading about the horrors of the deep. It's devoted to the leviathans. And so we got our ghost leviathan and the reaper leviathan. And let me tell you, I lost several hardcore saves getting a scan for all the different leviathans. So I'm rather proud that I'm able to display all the leviathan scans here. We got our sea dragon leviathan. We got our reefback leviathan and the sea treader leviathan, and then over here we got our sea emperor. It wasn't let you scan the big ones, so I've only got the chillins. And then you can take a seat, kind of relax, let your mind wander. Know that you're in a safe place while you're reading about the horrible, terrifying monstrosities of the deep. And that's it. That's the ZooQuarium. So now it's time to leave. We'll head out of reception, say goodbye to our cuttlefish on the way out. Reminder that not everything is out to get and eat and kill you. There's some friendly stuff out there too. Got the beautiful jelly rays on your way out. And yeah, that is my ZooQuarium base. I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy your adventures under the sea.